Well, good afternoon. Let's begin our class. Hello, Miriam. Well, friends, let's begin our class the way that we always begin classes. You know, it is checking the homework. The homework we had for this class was a reading that we have in our books on page 108. So let me show you the page for you to know what I'm talking about. Give me just a second. This is the page. So the homework was exercise 1, page 108. Let's have a look. It says working groups. Well, impossible. Work alone. You will read a story called My Greatest Influence, written by a teenager from Texas. Before you read, discuss these questions. Who or what has had the greatest influence on you? What an interesting question. Who or what has had the greatest influence on you? Do you remember any person in your family or friend or, I don't know, in history, who knows, that has influenced on you? Someone that has influence maybe in your career, or someone that is still influencing on you positively or maybe negatively, but normally positively. Nobody? Mike, Sarai, Miriam, Alex, has anyone in your life influenced?
Yes. In my case, my father has influence on me because he speak to me about our football team.
Yes.
For that reason, I am keen on Almería Unión Deportiva.
Really?
I'm supporter of Almería because my father, my mother, also have influence on me.
Yes. So, Mike, according to what you say, maybe your father or your mother or your grandfather or grandmother lived in Almeria.
Yes, we live in
Good.
Almería.
Yes. Logically, Mike.
Yes,
Logically.
because
Excellent.
they want, I want, o sea, they want, I am the supporter of my local city, not
Perfect.
being the supporter of a big team like Barça or Bayern Munich.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And a question, Mike. How was, well, before coronavirus, right? But how was
Yes.
your team, your football team doing this year?
How?
Yes, how was the team doing?
Yes. Yeah, they are either it is doing really well because it's ubicated in the second place in
Oh,
Delhi, in the
good.
second league, in the Spanish second league. So is good, but
Yes, yes.
the competition stop and it's a problem.
Yes, it's a big problem, Mike.
Yes.
And they, in reality, they don't know what to do. They don't know.
Mm.
They are discussing that. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much, my friend. This is the moment of speaking, you know. In all my classes, I always try to get some chances for the students to speak. And friends, this is really, really important to speak. Thank you, Mike, because you are always there. You are always there, friend.
Not at all.
Nobody has influenced on you, Miriam, my monitor. Nobody. It can happen, you know. Yes, it can happen.
Hi, I
Hi.
think I think it's my grandma. My grandma had influenced a lot of me because she has always been a really worker, and now I'm a really hard worker because of her.
Is she still alive, Miriam?
No, she's not.
Oh my God, sorry, friend. It's a pity. It's a pity. Good. There is another question if you want to participate. The other question is, how have they, in case of a person, or how has it, in case of something, influenced you? Miriam explained, Mike explained the influence of his father, Miriam explained the influence of her grandma. But what about the other people? For example, Sarai, do you think that someone or something has influenced on you or not?
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, friend.
I think that a lot of people have influence in me.
Yes.
My mother could be influenced at a lot of aspects of my
Yes.
life, and like Mike say, my brother influenced on me when I was younger for play football in a team, and I don't know, a lot of people.
Yes, in reality, many people influenced on us, but there is always one that is, in your case, it's your mom.
Yes.
There is always one person that influenced the most. So the question is, Sarai, do you play football?
Now, no, but in the past, when I was 16, I think, more or
Yes.
less, yes, I play 2 years in a football team, and in the high school, also, I play in another football team 2 years.
My God, you must have been good. Yes. Did you suffer any injuries during those years?
Yes, because in the second team, there are some parents
Yes.
that when we want play in another cities, before us, there was another football match
Yes.
of boys, and there
Ah,
are some parents that
no, criticize.
criticize us because we are girls.
Can you look at that, Sarai? This is pure machismo, yes or no?
Yes.
My God. But it doesn't matter, friend. You are there, right?
Right.
That's it. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sarai. Well, friends, My Greatest Influence by Rachel S. Colleyville, Texas. Colleyville is an ugly city in Texas. Let's see. I want you to see the text, but you have the text on your book. It is page 108. I'm going to begin reading, everybody. Miriam, Sarai, Mike, Alex, Natalie, Esther. I'm going to begin reading, but I'm going to read only one paragraph. Mike is going to read another. Sarai is going to read another. Miriam is going to read another. Alex is going to read something. Natalie also, and Esther. So you are going to read. Pay attention. This is important. The name of this activity is reading aloud. Lectura en voz alta. Reading aloud. My greatest influence. Sundays, I walk to the supermarket. Mother hands me the grocery list, la lista de compras, the grocery list, and puts money in my pocket, hoping it'll be enough. My God, hoping? Huh? So mother doesn't know if the money she gives the daughter is enough or not. Hoping it'll be enough. Look at the contraction of it will. Because even when we write the nouns and some modal verbs separated, normally we join them. And in the case of it will, we say it'll, 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 it'll be, hoping it'll be enough. She's had a hard day, and I've had a hard week. Nothing out of the ordinary happens when I get to the store. I grab the bread, some milk, and other things on the list. As I turn to head out, I see it. All pinks and yellows. It looks gorgeous, beautiful, gorgeous. It looks gorgeous in the window. And I'm sure if I were to try it on, it would be a perfect fit. I smile for a moment and turn away. Better that I could never own, no, bitter. Sorry, it's not better. It's bitter, which is something like amargada, maybe, because she's a girl. Bitter that I could never own such a dress as that. Such a dress as that. Instead, I grab the last item and check out. Paragraph number 1. A volunteer to read paragraph 2 outside.
For example, me.
Good. Thank you very much, friend. Come on.
Outside, traffic shines by, an artificial breezy across my face. The sun beats down, making me sweat. This paper, sacks in my arms, are not the easiest thing to carry. Yet, even with all these distractions, I cannot stop thinking about that pretty sundress in the window of the market. It is not fair that I can never have what I want. I work so hard to help my family, and yet I get nothing in return. So just another grocery list or errand to do.
Yes. Errand. Errand. Did you find the meaning in the dictionary? Errand is recado, encargo, etc. That is the meaning of errand. We use it a lot in Spanish and in English too. Well, listen to this, my friend Mike. Be careful with second line in your paragraph, right? Second line, the sun beats down, making me sweat.
Sweat.
Sweat, yes, sudar. Sweet, dulce, adjetivo. Sweat, sustantivo, sudar. Perdón, verbo. Oh my God. Yes, sudar. Very good, very good. Paragraph number 3, a volunteer to read aloud.
Me, for example.
Me, for example.
Oh,
Ladies first. Yes or no?
Okay.
Yes, good.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
okay, thank you. In my anger, I failed to realize the tear that had been growing along the bottom of one of the sacks. Its contents spilled out everywhere, so that I must drop everything else just to chase after
To chase.
after the soap cans and apples rolling across the sidewalk. Suddenly, I see a pair of hands that do not belong to me. They hold out me a can of green beans. I follow them the forearms, from the shoulders and to the face of this stranger. His skin is stained and wrinkled from so many years in the sun. His clothes are mismatched, borrowed or stolen, but his eyes are soft and kind.
Yes, I like this paragraph a lot, Miriam, my friend. Yes, very good. Very good. Let me explain the story. I know that you understand the story. But in general, this is the story of a girl who belongs to a poor family many years ago, because if you observe the picture on page 108, you will see that this is an old picture, the style of drawing in the 50s. That is the way in which people illustrated the story in the 50s, 1951, 1952, many years ago. The style of painting was different to the style of painting nowadays. So it happens maybe in Texas in the 50s when they gave you paperbacks in the supermarket. No plastic bags, no. Plastic didn't exist those years. They gave you brown paper bags. They were good for nature, but they break easily because it was paper. See that? I remember having an accident when I was a kid. Well, friends,
Jerry,
the point is that, yes?
I have one question. In this paragraph, in the first sentence, dear, what does it mean?
Tear es, ¿cómo se dirá? Cuando cojo el papel y lo rajarse, ¿será? Desgarrarse, algo así es tear.
Okay, thank you.
I have another question.
Yes, okay.
And what does mean spill out in the third line? Or in the second and in the third line?
Yes. Spill out es que se desparramó, se salió de. Debe haber una palabra más bonita, Mike, pero no sé. Lo que le ocurrió es que ella va con esta. Yo le estaba explicando en inglés que en aquellos años no existía el plástico todavía. Bolsas de plástico
Sí.
no había. Y eran de papel. Y ocurría muchísimo que una fruta que estaba un poco húmeda o algo, pues tear es si yo cojo una tela o un papel y lo rasgo, ¿no? Rasgar, eso es tear. Se rompía la bolsa de papel fácilmente y lo que está dentro, el contenido dentro, se desparramar, se dirá. Mike, ¿entiende lo que quiere decir? Que se sale. Sí, eso, se sale y cae. Eso es lo que significa spill out. Spill es que se sale y out es de dentro de algo. Estaba dentro de algo y se salió. Spill out. Well, any other question? The story goes of a girl from a poor family. They are poor. They don't have a lot of money. And she has to go to the supermarket every week. She's the responsible of buying the grocery in the small supermarket of the neighborhood. But this time, when she is in the supermarket, she sees a beautiful dress. Well, I say beautiful, but in reality, I think it's not so beautiful because he says that the dress was, what is the description? Yellows, I think, pinks and yellows. My God, what colors for the dress. Well, she sees that and she immediately falls in love with the dress, but she can't buy it. She hardly can pay the grocery. Imagine a dress. So she feels angry. She feels frustrated, that she can't buy things she wants. Being a good girl, a nice girl, a very hard-working girl, and she can't buy things she wants. And she's complaining about this situation. In that moment, the bag, tears imparts, and the content of the bag spill out, and it is all the sidewalk and all the street is with all the things that she had already bought in the supermarket. That is the situation, and a man begins helping her. But the man is a beggar. Remember the meaning of beggar. People who ask for money, because they are poor, they don't have money. He looks like a beggar, but he begins helping her to collect again everything that she had in the bag. And she says that even when he was badly dressed, even when he was full of wrinkles in his face, he had kind and soft eyes. Paragraph number 4, a volunteer to continue reading. Yes, good, Alex.
I was in silence, only able to stare at him. Ooh, thanks, I say, coming to my senses.
Alex, monitor,
Tell me.
Can you repeat again the expression?
Thanks.
How is it? Who? ¿Cómo es? Who? Do you understand, Alex? Alex?
Yes.
No, the only thing I wanted is that you repeat again, who?
Who?
Eso es. Thank you, friend.
I say, coming to my senses, and I take the CUM from him. No other words are spoken.
I can't hear.
I repeat.
Yes, I was not able to hear. No
Okay.
other words. These were the
No
final.
other words are spoken as he continues to help me recover my purchase and get back on my feet.
Yes.
There is an awkward silence between us, not knowing what else to say in this sort of situation. I tell him thank you one more time and I'm on my way because I have many other chores to finish. Suddenly, he speaks for the first time and all he says is, "Have a good day, ma'am." And then he gives me the biggest, most gap-toothed smile I have ever seen. Right then, he looks years younger, and I feel a fool.
Aha, very good. Very good. That is. It's very funny, the description of the man's smile. It's very funny because he says, and he gives me the biggest, most gap-toothed smile. So he has a lot of gaps between teeth. One teeth, a gap, a teeth, a gap. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Poor man, poor man. However, he's very nice, he's very polite, and he's very kind. Look at me feeling sorry for myself because I don't get what I want. This is the lesson. The lesson of this reading is here. Do I not think others are in the same boat or worse? But one person out of the billions that exist on this earth. So who am I to think that I deserve more than I already have? In that moment, she realizes that even when she has not much, there are other people who has less. For example, this man, however, he's not losing his attitude, he's not losing his laugh, his smile, his willing of cooperating with other people. Maybe Natalie continue reading.
To say that I try to follow the example of just one person would be to oversimplify things. The human character is much more complex than that. Just as our world is shaped by many different outside sources, so too have I been influenced by many familiar and unfamiliar faces.
Yes, yes. Yes?
I continue or not?
No, that's enough. Thank you for the
Okay.
effort. Thank you very much. Well, let me tell you something. In the second line, Natalie, the human character. See that? It's CH, but in English we pronounce character. Character.
Okay.
Thank you very much. It's not a matter of who, but what has been the greatest influence in my life. I don't wish to be that homeless man on the street, for he has taught me with one genuine smile that my life is enough, and that there are worse things out there than not having a pink and yellow sundress. But it is his selfless character that continues to mold me. So in that moment, that man became the most influential person in the life of this girl. She realized that sometimes we shouldn't complain so much. Final paragraph is for Esther. Could you help me, Esther, with the final paragraph?
hand me the grocery list today. I will make the same journey to the supermarket, and most likely I will get the same items as last time, and I will probably see something I won't buy but cannot have. But before I start to
feel.
feel sorry for myself, I will remember the king stranger with the gap-toothed grin. I'll grab the last item and check out.
Okay, very good. In English, we say, Esther, we say item.
Okay.
Good, very good. Thank you for the cooperation. Well, now we have the exercise. Let's go to page number 109, because here we have the exercise. Exercise number 3, the questions. So, for number 1, what impression do you or do we have of Rachel in the first paragraph? A, B, C, or D? What's your opinion? For Miriam, it's letter B, and for Sarai, also B. For Alex, B. And for Mike is B too. Yes, correct. B is the correct answer. She comes from a family with not much money. Perfect. Number 1 is letter B. Number 2, she feels angry as she walks home because A, B, C, or D? D for Mike, D for Miriam and Sarai, D for Alex. Okay, D is the correct answer. She's not rewarded for her effort. Correct. 3, Rachel only speaks briefly to the man who helps her because A, B, C, or D? Opinions? D for Miriam, D for Sarai, D for Alex, monitor, and D for Esther. Very good. Very good. So D is the answer. She's in a hurry to do all the work. Perfect. Number 4. What does Rachel mean by others are in the same boat in line 43? A, B, C, or D? C for Miriam, C for Sarai, C for Alex. Okay, C is correct. She lives in similar circumstances to other people. Perfect. Perfect. Well, there are people who pass the evaluation, you know, because I have students with all the correct answers up to here. If they are 6, with 4 you pass. Let's go to 5. Who, according to Rachel, has the greatest influence on her? A, B, C, or D? C for Miriam, C for Sarai, C for Alex. Very good. C is correct. Many different people. 6. Which of these phrases best summarizes the lesson Rachel has learned? A, B, C, or D? A for Miriam, and for Sarai too, and for Alex too. A is the correct answer, friends. Fantastic. She shouldn't complain about her situation. Yes, Mike. Now, remember, in number 1 is B, in number 2 is letter D, in number 3 is letter D again, in number 4 is C, in number 5 is letter C again, and in number 6 is letter A. Perfect. So now let's go to our lessons. Today we are going to do what? Today we are going to go page number 106, because on page 106, let me go there. On page 106, we have the beginning of unit number 10. Spend, spend, spend. Spend, spend, spend. Spend is a verb. It is a verb. Irregular, by the way. Irregular verb. So the simple past is spent with T at the end. And the past participle is, again, spent with T. And I always repeat the same, you know, by memory. in English, we spend two things. Maybe my monitors, Alex and Miriam, remember what we spend. Two things.
Time and money, I think.
Yes, time and money. Excellent answer. We spend time. For example, I spend 3 days in Cancun, time, or I spend 1,000 euros shopping, no? Money. Good. So this unit is going to teach you vocabulary, phrasal verbs, collocations that we English people, English-speaking people, sorry, use when we deal with money and time. Principally, I think money in this unit number 10. A question for the most intelligent students in class. What do you think is going to happen when we finish unit number 10?
Mock test.
Yes, Alex. Yes, friend, that's why you are the monitor, you see?
Yes.
Yes, the mock test. You know, Alex, in a previous class, a funny boy said, teacher, we will begin unit 11. Well, friends, spend. Exercise number 1. I'm dealing with this exercise that you have in starting off working groups. These, you know, because it says, look at the pictures. Which of these things would you enjoy buying? Which of these things would you enjoy? That is, that you feel pleasure buying. And if you observe the pictures, there are books, there are some kind of cosmetics products, and or maybe cleaning products, and there is a technology, because you can see a mobile phone, magazines, also magazines, and maybe newspapers, and fast food. In this case, a hamburger with the fried potatoes and the soda. The question is, I repeat, let me see the question. What or which of these things would you enjoy buying? Because every person is different to the rest of the persons. In this moment, I have an inclination to the hamburger. I don't know why. But what about you? Imagine that this is a shop. Imagine that this shop is open. Esther, what would you like to buy from these products you see in the picture?
I think that the mobile phone,
The mobile phone, yes.
because my mobile broke.
Really? Oh
Yes.
my God, a lot of money, Esther. Now you have to begin asking your father and your mother and your grandma and your grandfather to save money for the mobile phone. So Esther prefers buying technologies, for example, a mobile, because she needs one. She needs one. And what about Natalie? The beauty products.
I think that the mobile phone too.
Yes. A new mobile phone is always sensational. Yes. So Natalie coincides with Esther. What about you, Mike? Imagine that you have the money. Which of these things that you see in the picture would you buy?
I would choose the books,
The
especially philosophy books, for not
do
getting
you like
bored.
philosophy, Mike?
Yes.
But
I'm
are you
reading.
studying?
I'm reading philosophy books right now.
Very good, Mike. But complicated reading, yes or no?
Yes. You have to read slowly.
Yes, I think so. And to revise again and read it again. Yes, Mike. So
Because
you love.
if not, you don't realize what you are reading, and it's a Loss of time.
Yes, yes, yes. It's a wasting of time.
Waste of time.
Yes, yes, Mike, you are right. Well, Alex, and what about you? The hamburger?
Obviously, Jerry, the hamburger.
like me. Oh my God, boys. The other question is, would you buy any of them online? Online? Sarai? Would you buy books or magazines or food or beauty products online or mobile phones?
I think that I buy all products online. I think that yes, but food no.
Food, no.
But mobile phone, books, beauty product, yes.
Yes, yes. Have you had experience in buying things online?
No. I have a good experience.
Good.
I have never problems.
Very good, very good. Have you ever bought clothes, for example?
Yes, in one occasion I bought a dress.
A dress. And was it good?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
You are a lucky person. What worries me, Sarai, what worries me about clothes, is that I don't know what. No, I know why. To be honest, I know because I'm an old man. Yes, I need to touch the clothes. I need to try it on before buying things. Old person, yes, Sarai. I'm sorry, friend.
Yes, I think that it's better buy clothes físicamente.
Physically, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
but you don't have time and you need special clothes.
it is true. It is true. And sometimes you save money.
Yes.
Sometimes you save money, yes. Very good, Sarai. Thank you, friend, for the contribution. Well, friends, now exercise number 2 here. It says, how should teenagers pay for each of these things? Interesting question. And you have to choose from options A to C. I'm going to explain this. A, from money given to them by their parents when it is asked for. Let me explain. Imagine that I am a student. I am 20 years old, 19 years old, 18 years old. I don't work because I'm studying at university. Imagine that. But now I want to buy, for example, a book for the university. And the question is, well, you want to buy the book for the university. You know that books are expensive, 40 euros, 50 euros or more. Then what is the form that you have to pay for the book, sorry. A, you ask the money to your father or mother. Hey, Daddy, I have to buy a book for my biology classes. I don't know, I'm making it up. Or B, from a weekly allowance given by their parents. I continue with the example of book. It can be the book or any other thing, right? Not a book, but it's my example. I need to buy a book, and then I use letter B. What is letter B? The allowance. And what is allowance? La paga. Aquí dice semanal, weekly, podría ser mensual. I think, creo que en España es mensual. O no, no sé, pero alguien me dijo. Allowance is la paga. So do you use your allowance to buy the book for the university? Or C, do you use the money that you have because you are working, you are studying, but you have a part-time job in a fast food restaurant? Do you use the money that you earn in your job to pay for the book? These are the 3 options. A, you need something, you need to buy something, and you go home and say, Daddy, Mommy, I need money to buy blah, blah, blah. Or B, My father and my mother every month or every week in America, but here in England, sorry, but here I think, I don't know, but I think here is monthly, according to some of my students, or I take the money that my father and mother give me every month and I buy whatever, the book or whatever, or let us see, I get a job to pay for these things. So I don't have to ask my father or my mother money. For example, imagine that you are walking in your neighborhood in normal conditions, because now you need to stay home. But now in regular, normal conditions, you are walking by your neighborhood, and in the newsagents, in some places say new agency, acceptable too, which is el kiosco. Huh? You pass by the newsagents and you see a magazine about Hollywood gossiping. And you see the photograph of one of your favorite singer or one of your favorite actors, actress, and you want to buy the magazine. What money do you use? A, B, or C? You go to your house, ask the money from your parents, and come back to the newsagent and buy the magazine. Or you take the money that you have because you receive your allowance and you pay for that with your allowance, con tu paga. Or let us see, you use the money of your salary. You don't get much money because it's a part-time job for students. It's not a good salary, but you use it for your magazine. Opinions?
I think I will spend the money of my allowance or my salary because it makes me feel that I'm more independent.
Yes, Miriam. Yes, I understand. Because I think that if I have to buy something important, I can ask my father and my mother. But a magazine, I would feel embarrassed asking money from my parents to buy a magazine, or buying, I don't know, some music, maybe, I don't know you, Miriam, but I would feel really, really embarrassed. I am speaking about my memories when I was a teenager. I felt embarrassed asking money from my parents to buy stupid things. Well, stupid now. In that moment, I needed or I wanted, but it was something very important, So I agree with you. I would use my allowance, or I would get a job, or I would use the money I have in my part-time job to pay for these little things that I want but are not very necessary in my life. Do you agree with that, Alex?
Yes, I think the same. For example, in my family, I ask money from my parents if I need to pay something from the university, but if I need something for me, I've got my savings from my allowance and my salary,
Yes.
And I pay with that.
Exactly. Yes. That's what I did when I was your age. Yes. Well, now what, friends? This is what we are going to study in this unit number 10. I would like to go now, because we have to move on. I would like to move on to the reading and use of English that we have on the right column, the same page, right column, reading and use of English part 2, working groups, impossible. You are going to read an article about shopping in the United Kingdom. Before you read, discuss these questions. Number 1, what are the advantages and disadvantages of shopping online? Oh my God. Possible advantages and possible disadvantages of buying or shopping online. I think that the expert in buying online is Natalie. Natalie, what can you tell me about these advantages and disadvantages?
I think that the disadvantage is that if the clothes is not your size, you have more problems to change for another.
Yes. So you have to
Or if
return.
you don't like it a lot.
Yes. Yes. I agree with you. This can be a real problem because it takes time, you know, to return the product to the web page, and then they change the size or the color or whatever and send it back to you again. It takes time. This can be a disadvantage. Yes. Can you think? Can you think of one advantage, Natalie?
That you don't have to go to the shop to buy.
Yes, yes, exactly. You can stay home. You don't have to move away. You stay home and you buy it, and they take it to your house and etc. This is an advantage. Correct. Thank you, Natalie. Advantages and disadvantages of buying online. Esther, can you tell me anything about this topic?
Yes, but I don't know.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Esther. Well, I think that maybe I am wrong, right? Maybe I am totally wrong, but I have noticed that in general, not in specific cases, but in general, the prices are lower online than in physical shops. Do you have that experience or not? No.
And there is a, I don't know if this situation happens to you, but there is an app called Wallapop that the products are by second hand, and it probably are lower in price.
Yes, yes, yeah, they must be cheaper. Yes, Mike.
Cheaper, yes.
And
Or vintage for the clothes.
uh-huh. No, no, I didn't know that webpage. Interesting. The other question is why is it a problem for a town, Getafe, Fuenlabrada, a town, for a town when local shops have to close? Let me explain. What could be the problem for a town if, because something, for example, because people are using online, people are shopping online, and they don't use the local small shops that we have near our houses. So as nobody buys in the local shops because everybody's using online, everybody's shopping online, and then all the shops in the town have to close down. The question is, what could be the problem for the town?
For example, if
Yes,
there is no local shops in the town, the people have to move on or in car or in another mean of transport, and it means traffic and more pollution
yes,
to the city.
yes, yes, exactly. This is one of the possible problems. Other problems, can you think of other possible problems?
Well, I think it's a pity because if local shops are losing little by little, finally there are no local shops,
Yes,
and in a local shops there is like a more concrete, and it's not like a big supermarket, for example.
yes, 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 that's correct, Miriam, correct, yes. Friends, can you think of other problems? Observe, the question is, why is it a problem for the town? For the town. Nobody else? Well, let me tell you something, my opinion, right? It's my opinion. I don't know because I am not Cambridge, but my opinion is that imagine that the town government is the responsible of, for example, repairing the streets, repairing all the public schools, repairing and paying the salary of all the people, teachers, etc., working in the public school. The city council, the city or town council, este es el gobierno de esa ciudad. The town council is the responsible of paying the salary of the workers in the libraries, in the public library. The city or town council is the responsible of keeping the parks, keeping the gyms, keeping the sidewalks, etc., etc. And where do you think the town gets the money for repairing everything? From taxes. Because every little shop, every little bar, restaurants, pubs, coffee shops, they have to pay taxes to the town. And with that money they collect, I repeat, they pay the salary of public workers, they pay the repair of libraries, schools, universities. I refer to public, right? Because if all the local shops in a town close, the city doesn't have enough money to pay salaries and repair of the public places. See the disaster? It's terrible. That's why local shops, bars, coffee shops, restaurants, etc., are so important for a city because taxes are important. So if in the exam they ask you this question, I want you to remember what I told you, right? Good. Let's go now to page 107 because we have a beautiful exercise on page 107. It is exercise 3. Let me show you this. Exercise 3. Let me make it bigger and bigger and bigger. This is a text that you have here. Shopping online versus, remember, contra, shopping locally. The problem with the text is that you have 8 spaces in blank, similar to the exams. And what do you think they are going to give you to fill in the blanks? Nothing, because this is the characteristic of reading and use of English, part 2 in the exam. Reading and use of English, part 1 in the exam, they give you a text similar to this, but then they give you options, A, B, C, or D. But this is part 2. Here they give you nothing, my friends. You have to use your knowledge of English to fill in the 8 spaces in blank on page 107. I'm going to give you some minutes for you to break your head trying to answer or trying to fill in the blanks. I will wait for you, but please, when you finish, send me a message for me to know. Thank you. Okay, medium finished. Sarai finished too. And Estelle. And Mike. And Alex. Very good. So let's check the answer. Difficult exercise, right? This is a difficult exercise, to be honest. Well, listen to this. I'm going to give you the answers because I don't want you to feel bad or anything. And you are going to self-evaluate your work, right? They are 8. You need 5 correct answers to pass this imaginary evaluation. Self-evaluation is something fabulous because number one is secret. Nobody is going to know. And secondly, because this gives me an idea of how good, well, regular, or badly I'm doing. And this is always necessary in this process of learning. I'm going to read it with the blanks filled. Shopping online versus shopping locally. Most people want a busy shopping street in their town with butchers, bookshops, boutiques, cafes, and restaurants. Which, in number one, the perfect word is which makes it depressing to see so many shops becoming vacant. Experts predict. And what? What makes it, no, what is not adequate here, Mike? It changes the meaning. Yes, it changed the meaning. Here we need lo cual hace, or lo cual lo hace is what we need. No que lo hace, sino which, Sarai, yes. In number one is which makes it depressing to see so many shops becoming vacant. Experts predict that up to 40%, up to 40% of shops will be forced to close in the next 5 years. So in number one, we have which. In number two, we have up, up. No one wants to see their high street shops disappear, but in number three is the conjunction or connector but, or something similar, right? But why would people want to shop locally? Internet shopping sites offer discount prices along with 24/7, 24 hours, the 7 days of the week, 24/7 shopping and deliveries. According to a recent report, number 4, according with double C, ing, according to a recent report, some products such as toys are as much as 60% cheaper online. Much in number 5. Local shops should be more like clubs, similar to clubs, which provide personal service and social relationships, and each shop should be seen as something unique, as 6 like, 7 as. To meet this need, this expression means para cubrir esta necesidad, ¿no? Miren cómo se dice para cubrir, to meet. To meet this need, in some part of the world, shops shut for hours during the day, then do excellent business in the evening, when they aim to give customers a more satisfying experience. In number 8, a more satisfying experience than they would ever have from shopping online. So I repeat the words that we used to fill in the 8 spaces in blank. In number 1 is which, in number 2 is up, in number 3 is but, in number 4 is according, in number 5 is much, in number 6 is like, in number 7 is as. Like and as can be very confusing. We are going to study this today. And in number 8, a. Check it out. And if you have 5 correct answers, you are passing this imaginary evaluation. Very good. Now let's go to the workbook. Let's go to the workbook, page number 43. I'm going to show you the page 43, reading and use of English in the workbook. Workbook. That is, yes, designer labels, page 43 in your workbooks. This is part 3 of the reading and use of English. I repeat, in part 1, they give you a text with 8 spaces in blank, but you can use A, B, C, or D. In number 2, similar to the exercise on page 107. And in part 3, similar to this. They give you the root word on the right in capital letters, and you have to use a derivative of that. Remember this? Well, I'm going to give you some minutes to do this exercise. We continue reading and use of English. At the beginning of the classes was speaking, and now we are using reading and use of English. As soon as you finish, send me a message so we begin checking the answers. Alex finished, Miriam finished. Sarai finished. And Mike finished too. Esther finished. I think we can check out the answers. Designer labels. The biggest and most profitable companies have large advertising budgets, which they use to make their name familiar. When we are looking for new trainers, clothes, or household goods, and we have a what in number one. What is your answer for number one? Miriam is choosing, Mike is choice, Alex is choice, Esther is choice, Sarai is choice, and the answer, yes, the answer is choice. A choice, because choice is the noun, a choice between two different products, one with the label we have heard of, and one which which by contrast is, what is your answer in number two? Unknown for Alex, unknown for Sarai, unknown for Mike Cano. And for Esther, unknown, unknown. Esther ending in N. Unknown is the answer, yes, which is the opposite of known, unknown. Unknown to us. We often decide on the product whose name we recognize. It makes us think that we are buying something of quality, of blank quality. What is number three? Reasonable for Sarai, reasonable for Alex, reasonable for Mike Cano. Yes, friends. And stay reasonable. This is the answer. Yes, reasonable is perfect. Of reasonable quality which we can trust. However, if we look carefully at them, we might find the number four. Similarities for Alex. Similarities for Sarai. For Mike, Sarai, Esther, similarities. Yes, similarities is the answer. Between the two products, quite what in number five? Surprisingly for Mike, and no more answers. Alex, surprising for Alex. Well, surprising is the answer. We need an adjective here, Mike, not an adverb. No sorprendentemente, sino bastante, bastante sorprendente. Quite surprising. We often willingly pay extra for the name of the designer or company without blank gaining very much in quality. Without what in number six? Actually, for Alex, but he's not very sure. But yes, monitor, this is the answer. Actually. Actually is a false friend. Remember that. Actually in Spanish is realmente. No lo que parece. No. Realmente. Without realmente gaining very much in quality or style. So the monitor is correct. If we are, what? In number 7, if we are sensible for Alex, sensible for Esther and Sarai, yes, sensible, Mike. Sensible is the word, perfect. If we are sensible, we should therefore not be persuaded that something is better because of the label on it. But advertising is very, what? In number 8. Effective for Mike, effective for Sarai. Very good, friends. You are right, Sarai and Mike. You are correct. Effective is the word. So in number 1 is choice. In number 2 is unknown. In number 3 is reasonable. In number 4 is similarities. In number 5 is surprising. In number 6 is actually. In number 7 is sensible. And in number 8 is effective. Very good, friends. This is a tedious and sometimes hard work, but we have to do it. We have to practice because in the exam, we always have one part of the exam similar to this. And now what? Let's go to grammar. What is the grammar in unit number 10? We have to study the difference between as and like, because they are very confusing. As and like in Spanish, como. But in English, we have two comos, different things. Let's study this. We should go to page number, listen to this, 163. 163. Let me show you the page. Oh no, this is the, sorry, this is the workbook. Let's go to the student's book. Student's book, this one, but page 160, what I told you, 63, 163. Let's see. No, it's not this. This one, as and like. Here. We are going to read the difference between as and like, so I need all your attention to this page. Right, it says, we use as to say something, to say someone or something is that thing or has that function. For example, he works as a nurse. So he is a nurse, right? He works as a nurse. Si digo que él trabaja como enfermero, en inglés yo digo él trabaja como, y la A no la usamos en español. Esto trae, digo la A de nurse. Acostúmbrense a que en inglés es así, por favor, porque después perdemos puntos. En español decimos, él trabaja como enfermero, no solemos decir, él trabaja como un enfermero. En español no hace falta, según en inglés sí. En inglés sí. Yo trabajo como profesor, I work as a teacher. Él trabaja como cocinero, he works as a cook. Ven la A, no lo olviden, ok, good. Ese como es as. Cuando yo digo que eres, soy profesor y trabajo como profesor, ese como es as. Another example, she uses email as a way of keeping in touch with friends. Aquí as no se refiere a alguien, sino a algo, ¿no? Él usa el email como algo, ¿como qué? Como una manera de mantenerse en contacto con amigos. As a way of, como una manera de, as a way of. Normally, we study this expression together as a collocation, so we never forget, as a way of, como una forma de. Another example, can I give you some advice as a friend? As a friend, como amigo. ¿Me permite darte un consejo como amigo? Otra vez, yo creo, no lo sé, ustedes me dirán, creo que no decimos como un amigo. O yo no lo he oído, a lo mejor es usual aquí en España. Generalmente decimos, oye, ¿me dejas darte un consejo como amigo? Otra vez una A, que significa un, que en español no usamos. Tengo que acostumbrarme, que en inglés sí. Como, en este caso, es una expresión prehecha, o sea, es un cliché, me lo aprendo de memoria. Dos, tengo que aprenderme as a way of, as a friend. As a way of, as a friend. Si hablo de los empleos, as a teacher, as a mechanic, as a nurse. Good. Otro uso. To mean the same as before a subject, plus verb or a past participle. What is that? Example. Things happen exactly as I had expected. As I had expected. Como yo había predicho. Las cosas ocurrieron exactamente como yo lo había dicho, decimos en español. Pero bueno, como yo lo había pronosticado. No creo que digamos eso en español. Como yo lo había... Chicos, ¿qué se diría en España? Las cosas ocurrieron exactamente como yo había dicho. Creo que como yo esperaba. Sí, como esperaba, sí, pero se aleja un poco de esta expresión. Como esperaba. Sí. Pero fíjense que más que esperarlo, ya esta persona lo había, ¿cómo se dice? Ya lo había dicho a otra gente, ¿saben? Ok, pero es eso, señores. Si lo traducen así es perfecto, es perfecto. Lo que tengo miedo es que se aleja de como me pensaba. Sí, yo creo que eso se usa mucho. Eso se usa mucho, Mike. Yes, thank you, friend. Yes. Another example. The exam was as expected. El examen fue como se esperaba. Ese es el que se parece mucho a Mike. Como se esperaba. Fíjense que aquí no digo como yo, como tú, como nosotros, no, como se esperaba. As expected. As expected. The exam was as expected. Very difficult. This is the second use of as. And now, number 3. To mean, para significar. To mean because. As tomorrow is a public holiday, festivo, public holiday. As tomorrow is a public holiday, I won't be giving you any homework to do. Este as dicen que es un sinónimo de porque mañana es festivo. Casi todo traductor lo traduce como ya que. No sé por qué, parece que es más usual. Ya que mañana. Piénsenlo. No sé qué se usa más en España. Ya que mañana es un festivo, no voy a dejarles tarea que hacer. As. It only appears at the beginning of the sentence. Let me think. I won't be given. No. I can say, I won't be giving you any homework to do as tomorrow is a public. It can be the final part. Yes? Puede estar también al final. Yo puedo invertir el orden. I won't be giving you any homework to do as tomorrow is a public holiday. Good, Mike. Thank you. Now, this is another use of as. The fourth use of as after certain verbs, including describe and regard. Described as, regard as. The teachers regard you as the best group of students in the school. You see? Aquí en vez de estar el as pegadito a regard, como hay esto se llama, recuerdan, un complemento, creo que se dice en español, complemento. el complemento del verbo, que en este caso es indirecto, que eres tú. Tengo que ponerlo antes del as, entre el verbo regard y as. Los profesores les consideran a ustedes como el mejor grupo de estudiantes en el colegio. Les consideran a ustedes, regard you as the best, bla, bla, bla. The police are describing, esto es un ejemplo con describe, son dos verbos con as, regard as, describe as. The police are describing him, también en el medio, tiene que ir ahí, y ahora viene el as. The police are describing him as extremely dangerous. La policía le están describiendo a él como extremadamente peligroso. Now, fifth, quinto uso, fifth, with adjective and adverbs to make comparison. Make is not as clever as. Esto no es un problema para ninguno de ustedes porque ya sabemos el as de memoria. ¿Yes? As. Ahí no habría problema porque me tienen que dar un as y no me pueden poner a que ponga dos. Y si me lo ponen en el medio de un adjetivo o un adverbio. Well, sixth, el sexto uso. To mean, for example, in the phrase such as, I spent the summer traveling around Europe and visiting lots of places, such as, yo no pondría que as es significa por ejemplo. Lo que significa por ejemplo es con la expresión such as, que casi siempre se traduce como tal como o el plural, tales como, aquí debe ser tales como, such as Venice, Florence and Barcelona. Estoy dando ejemplos, yo puedo decir for example o puedo decir such as. Now, seventh, el séptimo uso, with the same as. Uy, eso también lo sabemos. Sabemos as, the same as. Observe the example. You are wearing the same color shirt as me. Estás diciendo el mismo color de camisa que yo. The same as, the same as. As es el problema, porque tiene 7 usos, pero en realidad hay usos que lo sabemos, yo creo, chicos, de memoria. As, the same as, eso no tengo que. Sin embargo, sería bueno aprenderse de memoria regard as, describe as. Considerado como, descrito como. Regard as, describe as, de memoria. Y después, los otros, hay 2 que son expresiones clichés. As a friend, as a way of. And what about like? Well, we continue here with us. Sorry. Next page. Page 164. Eighth, el octavo, eighth. In the phrase, as far as I know, yo creo que todos conocemos esta expresión. As far as I know, en lo que yo sé, se dirá así en España. ¿Qué se dirá en España? As long as I know. Se dice hasta, eso es, Miriam. Thank you very much. Hasta donde yo sé. Very good, Miriam. Thank you. Sí, esa es la traducción. As far as I know, hasta donde sé, my grandparents have always lived in the same house. I don't mind how much money you spend on clothes. You can spend all your money on clothes as far as I'm concerned. En lo que a mí respecta. En lo que a mí respecta, puedes gastarte todo el dichoso dinero tuyo en ropa, en zapatos o en cosas peores. As far as I'm concerned. Entonces tenemos 2 as far as. As far as I know, hasta donde yo sé, según me decía Miriam. As far as I'm concerned, en lo que a mí respecta. Another example, Arsenal, this is a football team. Arsenal aren't going to win the cup this year as far as I can see. Diríamos, por lo que veo, ¿no? Chicos, ¿qué se diría en España? ¿Qué se diría? As far as I see. Por lo que puedo ver, algo así yo creo que se usa Sí, por lo que veo. Eso es, Alex. Yes, monitor. Thank you. Por lo que veo, el equipo Arsenal no va a ganar la Copa este año. As far as I can see. Friends, listen to me, because attitude is important to study in English and everything, I think. In this lesson, as unlike you are, my God, what time is it? Friends, I think we have to stop immediately because I have another course waiting for me and they must be desperate. I'm very sorry, right? The homework for next class, listen, the homework for next class is page 108, reading exercise 1. Page 109, exercise 3. I repeat, page 109. Is that correct? No, yes, 108. Sorry. I think we did it. Yes, we did it. We did it. Well, friends, what is then the homework is going to be to finish the study of like. Yes, because it's very easy. Like is only 2 uses, and do exercise 2, page 107. Exercise 2 grammar, page 107. This is going to be your homework, my friends, because we don't have time to continue. I have to go immediately to the other group. Thank you. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you, friends.